Yo, 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 this your bruh, True Jew, tapping in with you with another informative message. Look, we got some strange news coming out of Hollywood. Like, what isn't strange coming out of Hollywood? But this one really caught my eye. Miss Beyonce has recently returned back to the public spotlight, and she came back with a bang. Recently on let's say today is June 18th, 2022. So that would have been 17, 16, June 16th, 2022, Thursday. She released a series of photographs that were very troubling to my spirit. Now, I had seen photographs like these before about 3 years ago or so, and I had to wait to make this video to see if a pattern would accumulate. And it only took this next set of photos for me to realize what the pattern was. And when she's on this photo shoot, when she's in this photo shoot, excuse me, we see that she's on the back of a red horse. The title of this photo shoot is Beyonce Turns Up the Heat. That's why I called this video Beyonce and the Red Horse of Revelation. Okay, yes, you heard that correctly. Beyonce and the Red Horse of Revelation. And if you know about your word, if you know about the Bible, you know I'm referring to Revelation chapter 6, verses 1 through 7, where we read about the four horse and the four horses that are supposed to be prophesied to go throughout the land, go throughout the world and wreak havoc across the land. Okay, now before we get into these scriptures, you have to realize that the four horses aren't literal horses. They are the signifiers of trends that will take place. Yes, trends that will take place throughout the land. Now, I'm going to break down what each horse means, but I'm going to put an emphasis on Beyonce and the red horse. Now, when I first saw the horses beginning to hit the scene, as far as the photo shoots are concerned, as far as the uh, initiation into the prophecy fulfillment of these horses, it took place February 21st, 2019. Many of you are familiar with our dear brother, our cousin, our loved one, Nipsey Hussle, and his unfortunate assassination on March 31st, 2019, about a month and a week after this photo shoot in 2019, February 21st. However, many of us weren't aware of just how prophetic and how serious his assassination would actually become and actually showcase itself to be in the land. So, what am I talking about? February 21st, 2019, Nipsey Hussle and his wife Lauren London, they take a photo shoot with some very peculiar shots, some very peculiar images, excuse me. And in these images, one or two of them stick out in particular where there's a white horse in the scenery. Now I'm sure bro Nipsey Hussle was like, yo, y'all want a horse in the hood? Like, what's going on? And I know he has a song called 500 Horses. I really like that song. But 500 Horses, he got this song, and I think maybe subconsciously, maybe even consciously, he was like, well, I do got the song 500 Horses. This kind of strange to have a horse in the hood, but come on. My wife seemed to love it. It's a horse. Let's make it happen, right? But little did he know that what was going to transpire because of this horse was going to shake the whole world. Now, what transpired? Well, this white horse, and this is why I didn't make the video, I had to wait to see the pattern, but it's here now. The white horse was actually a symbol of the first white horse of Revelation. Okay? Now, this horse that Beyonce is on is a symbol of the second horse of Revelation. And I guarantee you, soon we will see the black horse. Another celebrity will be on the black horse. And then another celebrity after that will be on the pale horse. Now, why are they using celebrities? Well, because celebrities are the ones who trend. Now, am I saying Brother Nipsey Hussle knew about his significance with the white horse and being around this white horse in this photo shoot? I don't think so. I know that he was a sacrificial lamb, as being from the ancient Eritrea in Africa, in East Africa. He is a descendant of the Eritreans in East Africa who still hold close the original Torah, who still hold close the original words of the Most High is given to men and women of that time, of that era. They still operate under a Ethiopian calendar, which is 8 years behind the Gregorian calendar that the United States operates under. So these individuals, these people, are very adept at what the truth is. And Nipsey Hussle was used as a sacrificial lamb to kickstart what I'm about to share with you. Revelation 6, verses 1 through 7. I watched as the Lamb opened the first of the seven seals. Then I heard one of the four living creatures say in a voice like thunder, "Come!" I looked, and there before me was a white horse. Its rider held a bow, and he was given a crown, and he rode out as a conqueror bent on conquest. When the Lamb opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature say, "Come!" Then another horse came out, a fiery red one. Its rider was given power to take peace from the earth and to make people kill each other. To him was given a large sword. When the Lamb opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come!" I looked, and there before me was a black horse. Its rider was holding a pair of scales in his hand. Then I heard what sounded like a voice coming from the four living creatures saying, "2 pounds of wheat for a day's wages, and 6 pounds of barley for a day's wages, and do not damage the oil and the wine." When the Lamb opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature say, "Come!" I looked, and there before me was a pale horse. Its rider was named Death, and Hades was following him close behind. Close behind him. They were given power over a fourth of the earth to kill by sword, famine, and plague, and by the wild beasts of the earth. So what are these horses? Remember, I told you they are trends. And this is why celebrities are being used, because celebrities get things popping. Celebrities are the trendy beings on earth, the trendsetters, right? So who better to use than the celebrities whose the world's eyes are on all the time? So Beyonce, being a celebrity who is very trendy, is definitely going to be asked and proposition to be part of the imagery that is brought forth to initiate the plagues or the conditions that the horses are supposed to be prophesied to bring forth. Now, once again, the horses are not literal horses, they're trends, they're things that are going to happen throughout the land. So, how do we know that that first horse that Lauren London was sitting on kick-started these four horses of Revelation? Well, first of all, the white horse symbolized false religion. The white horse symbolized religious deception. If you pay attention to this religious deception, and when you read in the second verse, we see, "I looked, and there before me was a white horse. Its rider held a bow, and he was given a crown, and he rode out as a conqueror bent on conquest." Now, some people might say, "Oh, that was Yahshua riding on the white horse." No, no, no. This white horse was a trend of false religion, religious deception, made to look like the angel of light, made to look like the truth, but it was not the truth at all. We know that Yahshua does not come with a bow. Yahshua comes with the sword out of his mouth, okay? A two-edged sword. Yahshua does not come with the bow, but you know who does? The devil, the wicked one. The devil is said to fire fiery darts at all of the saints, yes? And the devil is known to wear a crown as if he was the king or if he was Yahshua. But we also know that the devil was given rulership over this world. So the devil does have a crown himself. And this is why we see so much distraughtness in the land, so much pain, so much perverseness, so much sexual immorality, so much of the opposite of the light. But the devil is going to come as an angel of light to deceive through religious deception who it made. Now, the devil is also known as a conqueror. The conquest is over the saints, the conquest for temporarily, not permanently, but temporarily over the world. The devil was set out to conquer the world through false religion, through religious deception. And this is why we know the devil, like a lion, like a roaring lion, is going to and fro throughout the earth, seeking whom it may devour. Yes, we've heard these things before. Now, that's how we know that this rider is not Yahshua, okay? Now, when we look at this false religion and we look at the religious deception that is set forth from the first horse or the first trend, we see that it's setting the stage for the second trend. Now, before we get to the second trend, we have to identify what happened after Brother Ermias, or aka Nipsey Hussle, was killed. As soon as Nipsey was killed, Wuhan, China, began to report that there was a pandemic taking place in their land. That pandemic then began reaching its peak and its climax in the United States by the end of 2019. By 2020, it was in full-on motion, and we went into what was now called the pandemic, okay? And the world has never been the same since. So we're looking at the false religion, the religious deception, destabilizing and desensitizing the morals of the people throughout the world. Okay. And what's happened now is the stage is set for the fiery red horse, the same horse where Beyonce turns up the heat, where she is sitting on the back of this red horse. When the Lamb opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature say, "Come." Then another horse came out, a fiery red one. Its rider was given power to take peace from the earth and to make people kill each other. To him was given a large sword. Now, that's not Yahshua either. See, the wars and rumors of wars that we're facing right now the rumors of wars have always been throughout the land, but not at this level. We know that the United States has recently spent, as of last year, 2021, $753.5 billion on its military budget, and was allocated $801 billion overall. So yes, $753.5 billion was spent within the military complex of the United States, the most out of all the countries in the world. Now, due to the desensitization of morals throughout the world caused by the first horse's trend of false religion, the stage has now been set for peace being removed from the earth, for people to now start going out due to not having a spiritual sense of belonging, due to being cold-hearted, due to being turned off from the truth. Now people are going to begin harming one another at an even increased rate, a more increased rate. It's very sad. And if we look at the timeline from Nipsey being in that GQ article on the white with Lauren London on the white horse to his assassination about a month and a week later on March 31st, 2019, then the advent of the COVID pandemic, which took place through the rest of the year, all the way up into the present day, we can kind of get an idea on what type of summer and fall and winter we'll be having in 2022 based off of Beyonce sitting on the red horse of Revelation. Okay? Now, I'm going to propose to you all that what we will see after this red horse is another celebrity sitting on the black horse. Then we will see another celebrity sitting on the pale horse. Now, the black horse symbolizes scales, weights, and balances, economics. Okay? There's going to be a big hit to the economics. And what are we hearing right now? We're hearing all sorts of global recession taking place. Recession in the United States, recession globally. And what's interesting about this recession is even though we have cryptocurrency, even though we have digital access to funds and the paper dollar is being removed from society, paper is being removed, yes, the digitization of the money, of the monetary system, is going to set up another series of control that the world has never seen before. And it's my prediction, it's what I'm feeling. Prediction's a strong word, but it's an intuitive thought, okay, that universal basic income will become the norm. And this is why we see 2 pounds of wheat for a day's wages and 6 pounds of barley for a day's wages. Now, people are not going to be receiving the actual currency for their work, for what they do. Now they're going to be receiving stipends like government aid through like WIC and welfare and food stamps and that sort of thing, where people will get the coupon or the ticket for what they actually need for sustenance. And of course, these are people primarily located in inner cities, people that are located still within the thresholds of Babylon, the Babylonian system that has been established in this country as well as throughout the world. Then you see the fourth horse, the pale horse, which symbolizes war, famine, pestilence. Okay? And there's something very peculiar about the last issue with that fourth horse, in that the wild beasts of the land will be led to begin to kill man. When you go to the beginning of the book in Genesis, man was given dominion and caretaking over the wild beasts. Now all of a sudden the wild beasts will turn and be killing and harming mankind. Now, what I found interesting about that is this famine and pestilence will also take away a fourth of the population of Earth. If we're at 7.5 billion now, that's about 1.5 billion people or so, give or take. Okay? Now, when you look at that, that's quite a lot of people. And When I think about the wild beast, I think about that show, the wild beast turning out on people. I think about that show Zoo. If you check out the series Zoo, it was one season. And usually when Hollywood puts out a show for one season, it's to deliver a specific message that's gearing them up to prepare their cronies, their agents, their servants of darkness, of wickedness for what's to come. Okay? Another thing, Beyonce sold off a major part of her catalog. Why? Why did Beyonce sell off part of her catalog? One of the most successful R&B artists, one of the most successful musicians or recording artists of all time. Why did she do that? Well, Little Birdie told me that most of the celebrities and musicians who are selling off their artistry right now, their catalogs, are beginning to go underground into the deep underground military bases, aka DUMBs, because they are preparing for what's to come as well. This is where you see in the next series of verses in verse 15, side note, then the kings of the earth, the princes, the generals, the rich, the mighty, and everyone else, both slave and free, hid in caves and among the rocks of the mountains. Those are the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases, y'all. They called to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can withstand it? Well, who's going to be able to withstand it are the saints, the 144,000 who are here to fight alongside Yahshua upon his return to right the wrongs and to correct the ills of the earth initiated by the devil, by the wicked one. So the celebrities and the world government, the shadow government, they're not going to be able to withstand this. So they're going to hide from the wrath of the Most High, Mama and Papa. They're going to hide from the wrath to come that they are deserving due to the perverseness, sexual immorality, all of the upside downness that we see in the land. So look, y'all, pestilence, once again, what is pestilence? Pestilence is an epidemic disease. And I think that this disease will be greater than COVID-19. And it will be brought on by all of the COVID-19 vaccinations that are being released. Okay, this is why they had to target our children. This is why the latest vaccine that's going to be released is targeting newborn infants to 6-year-old children, y'all. So what I need you all to do is pay attention to the signs. They're coming all around. Now, do these celebrities know what they're actually a part of? I don't think some of them do. I don't think Brother Ermias, aka Nipsey Hussle, knew that he was a part of that particular plot to deliver this news to the world through secretive means, through slithery means. It is my feeling that he was a sacrificial lamb. It's coming from the Eritrean people. Okay, now the Eritrean people are from East Africa, and them, along with the Ethiopian people, have hold of the original Torah, have hold of the original word that's come down from the Most High, Mama and Papa, to the people. They operate on a calendar, the Ethiopian calendar, that is 8 years behind the United States. The United States' Gregorian calendar. So this is very important, y'all. Look, there are people on earth who still know the truth about what's going on, but their message, their truth is being suppressed. And this is part of the first horse's false deception. And that is why I feel that Nipsey Hussle was killed. Part of the reason why, because he stood for truth. And his truth was being received by the masses. It was being listened to. And he was definitely on an upward trajectory. So him as a sacrificial lamb being taken out while being next to the image of the white horse of false religion, of religious deception, was very important to the wicked one. Now, you take it how I'm giving it, or you don't got to at all. You can do your own research, which I hope you do. Do your own due diligence about what I'm saying. But this should be a jump start in the right direction so that you can free your mind and understand what's really going on in this time. Beyonce, the red horse of revelation, coming with the wars, rumors of wars, coming with the desensitization of morale throughout the land, which would set up these wars, and the desensitizing of the heart. The cold heart is now prevalent throughout all of the land, and brother will be able to fight brother without pain, without feeling any guilt complex. Sister will be able to harm sister without any guilt complex. So this is very important, and each trend is setting up the next. Once people have been taken out and the idea of coldness is truly throughout the land, then this idea of universal basic income can be propagated. And people will no longer be in a mindset to work. And those who have been preparing for self-sustainability will now be seeing the fruits of their labor paying off. All right, y'all. Look, this is your bruh, True Jew, delivering the truth raw and uncut the only way I know how. By the will of the Most High Mama and Papa, I will be back with another video soon. You know I love you to life always. I ask you in everything I do to stay vigilant, to stay aware of what's going on, and to protect your families at all times. Power yourselves with the truth so you don't be deceived in this time that we're living in. It is a blessed time because the end of one system means the beginning of a new righteous system. And that is the system that all of us believers, all of us knowers, all of us workers and servants of the truth must continue to work toward and fight for. Look, like I said, I love you to life. Most High Mama and Papa willing, I'll be back with some more to hit you with, to deliver to you in love and light. And until then, gone.